Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mediak. It's been a while. Sorry about that, especially with something that is so highly anticipated as stop waving, Deadpool and Wolverine.
My fault. My fault. I went on vacation.
It is Skylar's fault. That's okay.
Yeah,
Skylar
I
in the
wasn't
top
on for
right,
8 days.
Chandler in the top left, and your boy Zach down here. Skylar, explain why it's your fault.
So we went and saw the movie on time, and
True.
we watched this like a week before I was even on vacation.
I think all of us
And
watched it
then,
twice before you went on vacation too.
yeah, we actually did. We watched it twice before I went on vacation. And then Chandler was coming back from vacation as I was leaving for vacation.
Yeah,
And there was like
I came back
a
Thursday.
2 hour block in which we could have, but those 2 hours had to get moved for me because I had to be at the airport by the time Chandler got back.
Yeah.
So it was just not able to be done.
It was never
fly
gonna
out on
happen.
Thursday?
Huh?
Did you fly out on Thursday?
I thought you
Or
came
Friday.
back Friday.
Okay, this
I
is
flew
not so.
Friday.
Okay, we don't have to go into it right now.
Thursday night, so I guess it
But
didn't make a difference. But
Oh, okay, yeah.
The point
way,
is that
something got messed up
we
along the
missed
line.
we missed a deadline and it pushed us back like 2 weeks, which is completely fine. It's not a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But
Anyone?
okay, we're here now.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys watch the podcast, then you know that it's a pretty relaxed thing altogether. You're just coming here to listen to three homies chat about movies that they like and or dislike and or are neutral about. So, but speaking of those three different things, what did you guys? Which category did you guys fall into? You think, Skylar?
I think Chandler liked the movie.
I meant your opinion, not what you think.
In my opinion, I think Chandler liked the movie.
Okay. Thank you, Skylar.
I'm gonna have to be the bearer of bad news, but I did not. Unfortunately, I loved the movie.
Oh, okay. I actually was like shocked for a second. I was like, no, he's not saying these words. I thought it would have been the opposite. This is like a movie.
I didn't know that was. I would like to interject Chandler's statement. That was not an option. It was either like, neutral, or dislike. So
Yeah. Chandler's been
thought
disqualified.
outside of the
I'm
box.
thinking
We have
outside the
to.
box here.
I have to put an amendment in because wait, actually, how many Mediak medals do all the three of us have? I have one. Skylar, how many? Do you have one? Any right now? Chandler got 0.
I've reached it.
I think I used mine. Didn't I use mine already from the one
I don't think so.
acting performance?
Yeah, he did. He used that.
Did you choose a?
He chose Inside Out. You definitely got one in the last couple weeks, right? Like on Deadpool 1 and 2.
I lost RPS.
Oh, RPS, yeah. We both have one, but Skylar just got one before recording. I'm just putting this on the record. He did a really good drawing in what's the name of the game? I forget it.
Gartic Phone.
But he got a thing. That? I don't know what that is, but that's sick. Yeah, but he did a cool thing in Gartic Phone. I messed up and didn't record it, and I'm sorry about that, but he did a really cool thing in Gartic Phone. So he has another Mediak medal.
It's all good.
The next set of movies is actually decided already. I'm so sorry for anyone who wanted us to jump into the Deadpool review.
It was Chandler's pick.
It was Chandler's. Chandler chose Pirates of the Caribbean. We're doing those.
When's this tyranny gonna end?
What are you talking about, dude? Whatever. Chandler, give me your least favorite part about the movie because you loved it. Give me your least favorite part.
There was a couple things right off the bat in the beginning, and I talked to Michael. I went to see this with my buddy Michael. So we got to kind of discuss and figure out the first confusions, but I think the one that I still don't understand is how did he end up in the 616 universe?
His thing can just do whatever. I'm just going with the idea that his time travel device can go across dimensions too.
Okay.
Because Negasonic Teenage Warhead edited it. It's one of those things that you're just like, it's a comedy movie. Go ahead with it. It's a bad that I'm not defending it. That is genuinely bad, and that took me a bit of cranking the gears to figure it out. So much so that I actually forgot that it was 2018 at one point, and when we left the movie, I was like, "Who's the man upstairs?" And they were like, "Iron Man, obviously, you idiot." And I was like, "No, Iron Man's dead."
That's completely valid. I forgot everything about the second movie. Whenever he went back in time and saved everyone, I forgot that happened. So when they were all there in the beginning of Deadpool 3, I was like, what is going on? Because I knew she died. How is she still there? I immediately thought, because whenever they went back from 616 to what, 1008? Whatever.
Who cares? Who cares?
she was alive, and I was like, oh, he must have went to another universe where they were all still alive. So I was really confused from the beginning.
Yeah.
I had to have that cleared up.
I actually have
but-
another complaint about at the beginning, if you don't mind me stepping in here too.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead,
Before
yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't
I didn't know if
necessarily
you were
like how
transitioning
Hugh
to a different part of the
Jackman.
movie.
I didn't like how Hugh Jack. Well, this is still like a different. It's like a minor complaint.
Okay, go ahead.
But it's
Yeah, you can
something
still do
different.
it. Yeah.
I was just gonna say Hugh Jackman was like super stubborn to like helping out Deadpool, and Deadpool carrying out his mission of saving his universe. He just didn't want really much of it unless his could be saved.
Yeah.
So whenever he switched after talking to X-23, I think her name was.
Yeah.
The Wolverine with 2 claws.
Yeah.
I just don't see how he on a dime switched opinions and was willing to help. Like it just seemed kind of forced and like it just happened.
I totally get that,
So
and I think that it's because it's gonna sound weird and kind of sound like I'm reaching for something, but I know that it's what Hugh Jackman intended because he just knows the character of Wolverine by this point. But Wolverine's whole character is that he has to be a hard ass at all times. So even like whenever
That's
Deadpool,
what I was.
yeah.
Actually.
Nice job, Skylar. I'm really proud of you. So like anytime he was emotional about something, he would either get more angry or try to look more uninterested in it. So like he wouldn't show it until he needed to, because at the end of the day, he still is, the X-Men, and he's still a good guy, and he's gonna do the right thing. But I totally get that, especially if like you're going in. How many Deadpool comics and movies have you seen? I mean, Wolverine. Sorry.
I've pretty much seen all the Wolverine movies, but if you're talking about like the X-Men, the original X-Men that came out early 2000s, I kind of forget a lot about those.
That's fair. Yeah.
I remember him fighting the Phoenix, and then
my condolences that you remember that.
But that was like the third X-Men movie.
Yeah, no, it's actually not X3. It's called X-Men: The Last Stand. Get it right.
I can remember. Yeah, Last Stand. Yeah, but one thing too is, and Michael and I had found an issue with this, is we didn't fully understand like Wolverine's backstory to like how he was who he was in the movie.
I have a complaint about
when they went
that.
back in the flashbacks. Just didn't think it did enough justice. Like I didn't fully understand like why.
I think so. I understand that confusion. I wasn't really confused going into it because they were doing Old Man Logan, the comic book, which they almost did it like to a T with this Logan, like almost to a T. But they fumbled at the last step, and I think it was because of Disney. So in Old Man Logan, he's alone, all the X-Men are dead because Mysterio put a curse on him and he murdered all of the X-Men. He killed every single one of them. But in this one, apparently he just left, and then the humans killed the X-Men, and then he killed all the humans, which is kind of like a pretty weak backstory in my opinion. I don't think that's enough to make him the worst Wolverine, Yeah, I'm pretty sure Old Man Logan might be a little bit worse than that. And you know that the comics exist in the multiverse because Across the Spider-Verse has mentioned the comics, and Across the Spider-Verse has mentioned the MCU. Therefore, the comics exist, so there's not a chance in hell that the Wolverine we saw in the movie is the fucking worst one.
It could have been a hyperbole.
He definitely was, and it was like for the sake of the movie and whatever, because it makes it more interesting. Which
it wouldn't have been as cool if he was like, you're like the 47th worst Wolverine. I'd put you in the more chaotic neutral territory.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get it.
I'm sure the worst Wolverine would be like the zombie Wolverine.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever the bad one is.
Like that.
Actually, okay, I'm gonna jump back to the beginning again. My complaint, I loved the opening. I thought it was really funny and fantastic, but I think that it was put in that order because they were worried that people wouldn't pay attention long enough to get to that scene, because it feels weird the way that they're jumping around from moments to moments, and I get it that in the first one it was how Deadpool was telling the story, but that's not exactly how it is this kind of round, and I would have much preferred the bye scene to happen like in chronological order, because nothing else in the movie is out of chronological order, It doesn't fit. It feels weird. I didn't like that part, but I did think it was really funny with the movie opening that way, and I did like the action sequence. And I honestly think the movie is probably worse off for doing the way that I'm saying, but it definitely like puts a weird moment where it's like, okay, we're at this timeline. and now we're far into the past, and then we're into a different universe, and now we're back into the normal time, and now we're in the TVA, and now we're back at the beginning of the movie. It just was like weird for me, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. 100%.
Sorry, what was that, Chen?
I didn't have that much of a. I didn't really have a problem with it. I really liked the opening scene. It's actually the reason why I went to see it again.
Everyone likes
Because
the
I was
opening
like,
scene.
that
It's great.
was fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. No notes on that part.
I don't know. I don't really like think it felt weird to me.
That's
like
fair.
usually, like what the first one had it. Like, okay, now
Well,
let's take this all the
Yeah,
way
but
back.
it
And then
was
usually
a
it's different.
consistent thing throughout the entire movie. This just happened in the first 15 minutes, and it just felt like a little off for me. I judge movies based off of if I were to turn this scene into one of my teachers, what notes would I get from them on that? And I know that if I turned in that opening sequence, actually, if I just turned in the movie, my teachers would be like, that opening sequence is weird because it's not in the same kind of storytelling as the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know, but like it was such a strong opening.
It was really
that,
funny.
like,
I did enjoy that quite a lot.
and I think it kind of like set the tone and like the mood for the movie.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it would be gone. I want it just to be in a
Yeah, I know you're
different
saying
spot.
it was moved later.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be remembered almost exactly the same way. It to me it felt like they just didn't trust the audience to stick around long enough to get to that point in the
Honestly.
movie, which is like that's kind of a dumb way of looking at storytelling, you know. They bought the ticket. No one's going to leave in the first 5 minutes. You don't need to pitch them the movie, you know? At least in my opinion. I don't know. We're talking too much bad about it. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't mind it being so interactive in the beginning. I actually think it's one of the strongest openings to any movie I've ever experienced. I think it's stronger than Deadpool.
It is stronger than Deadpool. Yeah. It is stronger.
It's also the reason I went back to go watch the movie. I've been listening to the song every other day, I'd say. Like,
so the Madonna scene at the end of the movie is the reason why I went to go back to see it again, because I couldn't get that. We'll get into it. I have another complaint I want to get out of the way, just so we can get complaints out of the way, and then we could go into glazing this movie to high heaven. Okay, is that okay with everyone?
Yeah. Can I mention something? Can I mention something still about while we're on this topic about the bye bye bye?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think it's such a great intro, it's such a good start, such a good choreography to the song. All of it's perfect. A+ in my opinion. S if you want to get whatever that ranking means.
Yeah.
And I think it's so great because my dad, he kind of despises superhero action adventure movies because he thinks it's just a load of garbage, really. Like if I have it on the screen, he's like, ugh, and goes back to his room, you know, and he'll watch the news or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like that's better.
I know. It is what it is. I'm used to it. But he and me, we both doom scroll on YouTube Shorts, and he has been doom scrolling. I know. His feed's interesting, but he gets tons of Deadpool and Wolverine edits.
YouTube Shorts.
He gets a ton of Deadpool Wolverine bye edits, and he loves them. He laughs at them. He's like, "Oh, so this is what happens." Yada yada. It's like he knows how the movie goes because of these YouTube Shorts, and it's actually interesting because he hates that stuff.
Yeah.
But this made him love it so much that I really think they did a good job. If they got my dad to like it, he still won't watch the movie, but if they got my dad to be a fan, like I think it was.
That's real funny.
Well played.
That is good. I don't dislike the scene. I think it's amazing. I think it's a really funny and incredible scene. Really funny. I don't know. I think the way that they handled. Actually, I'll have a quote from Michael Green, who is one of the writers on Logan. I think that the way that they handled everything with Logan was incredible. Let me get to the quote first so I don't butcher it. Oh, maybe I lost it. Shit. Sorry, friends. Go ahead, yeah.
Yesterday, while you're searching, I was playing sand volleyball, and someone brings a speaker now, like occasionally. And I had them put the bye on, and
that's
I was gonna say I was definitely jumping a little higher, smacking a little harder. I can't say why, but
dude, I think I did delete
the music got to you.
I'm disappointed in myself.
That would definitely happen for me too. I listen to that song when I'm at the gym.
That's fantastic, man. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, I actually got a PR with the song on. So.
Yeah, I lost it.
I'm going to throw an earbud in. We're gonna have to have some sort of
Oh
aux
no, I
at the
didn't. I found
volleyball
it.
practices.
I'm him.
So yeah.
I agree. Found
Right.
it?
Movie
Sorry,
time.
yeah. Well, he said that it was
That's
he said that that Deadpool and Wolverine was nothing but complimentary to Logan, and he said I didn't know that they were going to go that far, but like in a good way. And I couldn't agree more. The most interesting thing, like the thing I was most interested about going into the movie, and what I needed them to definitively like put an answer to at the beginning was what are they going to do about Logan, and they handled it perfectly. I don't think they could have done it in a better way. It was amazing, and I loved it so much. It made me so unbelievably happy. And then even like the girl at the end when she put the glasses on, I was like, oh, reference. I'm happy. I'm smiling. I'm doing I acknowledge that. The one other complaint I had, Skylar, did you have any complaints? I'm assuming no.
no.
Yeah, I figured not. So
Yeah.
I think that Nova, it's really hard to write Superman. By that I mean a character that basically has no flaws is really difficult to write around in a way that is interesting. That's why in most of the X-Men movies and X-Men comic books, Charles Xavier is unconscious or in a coma or away somewhere because he can kind of stop most problems like all himself. And that is something I kind of had a problem with Nova because she just was kind of too strong at some points. And I understand that they wrote in a way around how they got away at the beginning, at the end, where she was like, I let them get away. But, like, that's fine. You could say that, and that does somewhat fix that problem. But, like, why?
She's cocky.
Well, sure. But, like...
I mean, I that's how I took it. I took it as, like, she's so confident that if they come back, well, she's so confident they're going to die.
Yeah.
Or so confident that they won't come back, that they're not going to be a problem. And if they do come back, she can just kill them there.
I guess I go back and forth on that, and I do think that like I understand that Wolverine would recognize what a Sentinel leg is. I find it a little like whatever that it was working, and I do think the scene where they landed was really funny, where he landed on top of him and he was like, "Let me get myself rearranged." What? Getting my knife out of your ass? Get your head out of the gutter. I thought that was really funny.
I'm telling Blake.
Yeah,
that
yeah, that was really funny. But yeah, that was kind of it. Nova went back and forth on me. I liked the way that her actress acted, and just her in general was really fun, and especially the CG of her grabbing people's faces. But I did think it was a little weird how flip floppy her the way that she worked with Deadpool and Wolverine in general. Like being like, oh, I'm gonna kill you right now. Okay, you can leave. I'm gonna kill you right now. Okay, I mean I'm gonna send you guys to Earth. I'm gonna kill you right now. Okay, I'm dead.
I will say, whenever she was grabbing people, whenever it went around their eye and it made the weird thing, it kind of creeped me out.
Yeah,
I
thought that was really cool. Though.
You could tell it was a little CG into the. It wasn't bad, but it's one of those things that I know in like 30 years from now, when we get CG perfect, we're gonna look back in this movie and be like, oh, I can see it now. You know, like
well, I wasn't saying that it was.
I know it made you cringe. I was just saying my opinion.
Yeah, because like.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, everybody else is gonna know, but I hate things getting close to my eyes or anybody's eyes. So like even whenever Lily's like doing like her eyelash curler, I can't be like in the bathroom for that because I hate how close it gets to her eye.
That's
so
funny,
whenever
actually.
I saw her like going through their head and like messing with their eye, it, like I did like physically cringe at it just because I thought it was so gross and I hated how close she was to their eyes.
We love
that. That was one thing.
Yeah, it's definitely creepy. Yeah,
that makes me happy.
I have a couple things to mention.
Go ahead.
Are we still talking about like negative things about this?
We can, yeah, because I actually was going to bring up another one that I just remembered.
Okay, I think I was going to say I didn't like how they beat the antagonist towards the end. It's like how they just used the MacGuffin to like count, like they used the MacGuffin against her.
Wait, you mean the very end?
Very end, yeah.
I disagree. I love that. The first time they beat her, I didn't like.
She was so powerful. It was like, how do we beat her? There was no way that they could think of, and I couldn't think of anything. They just like used the machine against her. It's like, I just think it was just kind of
Dude, if that
a little
machine has the
lame,
power to
but
destroy a universe, it has a power to destroy a big powerful lady. What I love about that scene, real quick, I'm actually gonna say something about the CG that really upset me in the movie was when they made the dog's eyes CG for one scene. I hated that. I was like, why?
with the glasses.
Yeah, why? It
Yeah,
looked horrible.
those look goofy.
It looked bad. It looked really bad. I'll put it in the podcast video for people who don't know what we're talking about. It was horrible. That really took me out of the movie, and I was like, man, that is such a Marvel moment right there. But crap, what was I getting into before I went into that? That's my final negative thing to say about the movie.
It felt comic book accurate though. I just seen
The movie
when
in
I saw that,
general?
I was like, no, just the dog with the eyes. Whenever I saw that, I was like, oh, that must be from the comics because it's just too goofy for it to not be.
I don't know. I don't think it was. I think they just found that dog,
I'm
and
trying to get a
Ryan
point
Reynolds
across.
fell in love with it, and he just was like, I need this in the movie.
Yeah,
Yes, I think that was
Dogpool is
sick.
awesome.
Yeah, Dogpool's great.
Yeah.
Dogpool is fantastic.
Chandler, what was I going on about before I talked about Dogpool?
Talking about MacGuffin.
Oh yeah.
Nova.
I was probably gonna leave the movie not with a sour taste, but with I was expecting better at the end whenever they were like, only one of us can survive, and then I was like, oh okay, obviously Wolverine is gonna go down there and gonna be like, oh I got nothing left. Deadpool's gonna go in there, and then he's gonna like die, and then everything's gonna be okay. But it changed the second Wolverine came into that room, clasped hands, Madonna started playing, and his shirt fucking exploded. Dude, and the fact that they set that, no, that joke was great, but the fact that they set that specific joke up earlier in the movie fucking made me so happy. Because, like, they made that joke, because he kept making jokes about how at the end of the movie, Wolverine always has his shirt off, because in every single Wolverine movie, he's always shirtless at the end of it. And like every time that happened, I would lean over to G and I'd be like, "That's because he was shirtless in X1." And then when it happened again, I was like, "That's because he was shirtless in X2." And then at the end of the movie, when it exploded, I was like, "You're fucking kidding me right now." That is the best possible way to subvert the cliche. It was so fucking funny to me.
I'll go right with that scene, but a little earlier. I don't know why I thought this was so funny, but whenever Deadpool was doing like the shadow puppets and doing like all the little tricks and stuff,
Yeah,
like
in the
the little glass, like walking downstairs and popping straight back up, like as like Wolverine's trying to beat down the door,
That's
is
a
just
Skylar
really
joke.
funny to me.
That's a Skylar joke. I love that.
It really was. They did handpick that one for me.
All right.
If I can go back to how they beat her
Go
with
ahead, yes,
using the MacGuffin, I wish they could have somehow found a way to beat her through some other means that was personally more valid. But still keep them like, let's say, what was her name? Cassandra? Was that her name?
Yeah.
Imagine she using the machine to destroy the world,
Right.
but they beat her, and then they have to clamp hands, and then save the world. I wish they could have.
But how does the world
that
get
all at the
saved?
same
Wait.
time.
Okay, I understand what you're
I don't know.
saying.
I just-
No, I understand what you mean. Where like
I
it
still
would have
like
been
that
more
scene.
intense
I
if
agree
it
with you.
broke. No, I get it. I'm not saying you dislike it. I'm doing the film stuff now. I'm gonna pick your brain. So, I agree with you. I think it would be more interesting if they failed and had to do something around it. And I was just gonna give the excuse of, oh, it wouldn't have fit within the time constraints. But if they wrote it better, they could have had it fit within the time restraints. And I agree that
Funny
would
enough,
have.
I was actually gonna say that. I would have been
Yeah.
like, Chandler, it's only 15 minutes left.
No. No, but what Chandler is saying is probably write it so that they don't beat her the first time in that way, and have her go straight to the MacGuffin, and then have them lose, and then have them find a way to save it in some other way. But the thing is, the term MacGuffin exists not because it's a negative term, but because it's just a term for movies. If something just comes out of bumfuck nowhere, just because you're not expecting it doesn't mean it's good, Like, if they destroy the world and Deadpool's like, I have the Infinity Gauntlet in my pocket the entire time. Let's bring the world back. Like, yeah, we weren't expecting that, but it doesn't mean it's good. A good MacGuffin is something that is so slyly placed throughout the movie that you don't even notice it's a MacGuffin, But in a comedy movie, it's not possible to have that kind of thing because it's a comedy movie, They have to be like, oh, that's the MacGuffin anytime there's a MacGuffin, That's the.
You know what I think I would have enjoyed more?
Hmm.
Is what if when Cassandra used the MacGuffin to destroy the world, it worked, but she somehow got destroyed in the process, like what happened to Black Bolt and
Okay.
Reed Richards. Like they just somehow, like they got canned, like
Yeah.
in a grotesque way.
Unless she
I
got
wish that would
canned,
have happened
too.
to her, and she ends up dying. And it's like, but then the machine gets out of control, so they still have to do that scene where his shirt rips off. I think that whole scene was perfect. I just wish
Okay.
Cassandra
So you
didn't,
wish
like,
that they weren't like fighting against her and they were fighting against the machine, I guess. Because like they
well,
were
I just
doing
don't
it
like
so
how
that
they beat Cassandra at the same time as reversing the machine. I don't
I
like how they
disagree.
did
That
both at the
that
same
was
time.
amazing. I love that. I thought it was so good. It was such a great way to put everything
Oh,
together.
I just think
It was the
I
combination of
just
all
would
of
have
the
like
plot lines. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. Great scene. No, you could have that opinion. I'm not me saying the things I'm saying right now. I'm not trying to
yeah.
discredit how you
No, I
feel.
understand.
I'm just saying, bro, it was fucking
I
oh, dude. That's one of my favorite that's one of my favorite scenes in comic book movies. Like hands down. I love it. It's so good. Just because of how much it subverted my expectations from what they were going to do with the cliche and how well the joke was placed previously in the movie. It was just so it was so good. All right,
One
we
thing
need
to not a huge complaint, very minor. I'll get this out of the way. When they're in that little diner, the
dude, we're
destroyed diner.
26 minutes in and we have barely said good things about this fucking movie. And it's a movie
this
that we
was-
all love.
It's been so long that
Yeah.
I've lost my confidence when I'm about to say this, but I'm almost positive. I was positive then, and I'm
Okay.
going to say I'm positive now that things moved around when they shouldn't have. Like when Deadpool was at the table, he had, I think, there's a flask there that was Wolverine's, or there's a bandage, something
What
there
table?
that
Oh,
teleported to the counter whenever Wolverine went to the counter. It's like he was back there rummaging for
okay.
something, like alcohol, like hand sanitizer,
Yeah.
whatever it was. He was looking for alcohol of some sort.
Mhm.
And then then he grabbed something from the table, but something else moved to the counter when he never touched it. Never. And I remember, I think I saw it twice, both times. I could be wrong because it's been a couple of weeks, so I'm losing my confidence, but I'm 100% positive then that I noticed something.
Okay, I took
I
a
thought it was
note
a
of
little silly
it.
thing.
I'll take a note of it and I'll go check for you. I'll put it in the
We'll
description.
have to
I'll
watch
put it
it.
in the description.
Yeah. That'd be so cool if I imagine if I'm just losing my mind.
Dude, if you're losing your
Yeah,
mind, that'd be
if you're
so
wrong.
funny. That would be actually so hilarious.
So you can just be like, update, Chandler was tripping.
Chandler.
Update: Chandler did not know what he was talking about. He did not cook.
He has no idea what he's talking about. All right, guys. It's a funny movie. We're here for the he's. We're here for the ha's. What was your favorite joke? Skylar, go first.
Oh, I need some time.
Okay,
There are
Chandler, go
lots
first. You have to
I
pick.
have
You have to
mine.
pick. You have to pick one. You have to pick a single joke. What was your favorite? What made you
I'm-
laugh the hardest?
I think I wrote down the whole quote somewhere. Give me a second to find
It
it.
was a quote. Okay.
He said something like, "I marvel Jesus, you dog creature, and I will."
No,
I think
Chandler.
it's-
Oh,
I
when
love
he's
that.
talking to the
that's one of
Hulk.
my least favorites. No.
Yeah.
But that reminded me of some other scene. I can't
That's
recall where
super
it's
fair.
from, but I love that.
No, I get it. I
loved
get it. It just felt
From
like
something.
80
Do you guys know what I'm
to me.
talking about?
I know what you're
You
talking
know what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. It was from
But whatever, I
Incredible
love that.
Hulk, kind of, or like somewhat reference to that, I think. Or I'm just tripping, man. I could be tripping.
Wait, no, you're right. Shoot, I don't know.
That was your
I don't know,
favorite
I
joke?
can't
That
think of
made you
it.
laugh
It's
the
like-
hardest
like-
out of any joke in the movie?
No, it's just I have so many notes to scroll
Oh,
through. It's the first
okay.
thing I saw.
That's fair, yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll
and
go
we watched
with...
Deadpool 2 afterwards. So I'm getting confused.
Right, no, that makes complete sense. I'm sorry, brother. Skylar, since you're still searching, I'll go with... I'll go with the joke that made me laugh the hardest, and then the joke that made me laugh the second hardest, because I think you guys need some time. The first one, well, it's not the first joke that made me giggle a lot, but the one that made me laugh the hardest was whenever the big team of cameos was driving towards Nova, and they are talking about the rocket launcher, and they're like, "Oh, what universe did that Punisher come from?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. There's too many Punishers." And Blade goes, "There's only ever gonna be one Blade." And then I fucking shot it. I fucking loved that. It was so fucking funny because the first time I watched it, I was laughing so hard that I didn't actually get the full joke. The joke is supposed to be that there's another Blade coming because after the original Blade says that, Deadpool looks at the screen and does a little laugh. But for me, I thought they were saying that Blade wasn't going to come out because of how poor the production has been on that movie. So the first time I heard it, and he was like, there's never going to be another Blade, I fucking cackled. I definitely was the annoying guy in the theater at that moment because I made an audible screech whenever that scene happened. Because it was so fucking funny to me for no reason. Just because, like, I love the fact that movie is going through 100 million issues. I hope it never comes out. I hope that joke ages better over time. Did you guys find anything?
A couple, I think. Sky, you go
I
first.
have like a couple that I really like, but I don't know which one I would call my favorite.
Okay, go with one, and then we can just keep going in a circle until we're done telling jokes.
Okay. Well, obviously he has risen, people, like at the very end.
Yeah.
And then the fuck. Like
Dude,
that's like that
one,
like the fuck is the funny part.
Yeah, it's so funny. He has risen.
Yeah,
it's
like
so
that
good.
one is obviously
I love that.
And like
that scene is
very
so
high
funny.
up on my list.
Oh, okay. I got another.
Can I just rattle off like 4 that I've been thinking about?
Chandler goes next. We're gonna go in a circle.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his friend's name? I can't remember.
I like when he's
Peter.
I like when he said, "Who's your dialect coach? The Minions?"
Yeah, I really like
that was a
seeing
good
Gambit. It was really fun. It made me really happy that Channing Tatum finally got actually being that character. It's so funny because I remember being like, I think I was 6 and seeing his cast go across the news because me and my mom and my brother were really excited to go see X-Men Origins Wolverine because we were big fans of the X-Men franchise, and I was like super big nerd on the computer. I remember being at my grandparents' really old house back then, and I looked it up. I was like, movie news, and it was like, Channing Tatum is cast as Gambit in X-Men Origins Gambit, and I was like, Mom, Channing Tatum, I don't know who this is. It was so great.
You knew who Gambit was. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like so many years ago. It felt really surreal. I didn't expect him to walk through because it's such a niche reference, you know. And I'm so happy that the universe and the internet took kindly to him. I'm really happy that came across well. Sorry for going on that spiel because you said one joke.
It's okay. It's your turn to pick one now.
Okay, so the next one, the thing that made me laugh the second hardest, I got to give context to this, okay? One day, about a week-ish before we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine, we're driving down the street, and me and G are listening to some people talk about, it was some movie podcast, and they were talking about Wolverine, and someone was talking about how happy they were that Hugh Jackman was going to be back. And I turned to her and I said, you know, I really like Hugh Jackman. I think he's an incredible actor, and I think he does a really great Wolverine. But one day I really want to see a short, stout, grubby little guy play Wolverine.
I think I know where this is going.
And then when he went into the first universe, and the guy jumped down. That was one of the greatest like theater experiences I've ever had. That's up there with like Cap's Hammer for how funny that was. Because I was like punching G. I was like, you motherfucker! This is so funny. I can't believe they did this. And they did it so well because it would have been funny if they got a short person to play Wolverine, but it's way better to just take him and scale him down.
That one was funny.
It was so good. That was so funny to me. Oh, so good. Skylar, you're up.
What did you guys think about Henry Cavill? I saw a
Thumbs up.
YouTube short that made me realize something about it.
Thumbs up.
One I loved.
He said he did it in a heartbeat.
Rumored him. Huh?
He said he did it in a heartbeat. He said he did it like he answered the phone and said, "Yep, I'll do it."
Well, I remember they rumored him to be the Wolverine for a while, and then that fell short. But do you remember the part when he like throws his fists down?
Yeah, it's a reference to the Fallout.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I watched.
Yeah, I realized that my second time around. I was like, oh, that's sick. Do you mind if I
Yeah, it's so
interject
cool.
real quick and read a review? Sorry, I just remembered that I
Go ahead.
screenshotted this. It's a
Go ahead.
4.5 stars by Zoe. My dad lit up like a Christmas tree when he finally got to see a comic accurate Wolverine in live action, and I had the same reaction when Hugh Jackman finally took his shirt off.
Really fun.
And this is encapsulates exactly how I feel about this movie. Both her dad and her reaction. That's just, yeah.
The Zach.
That's Zach. All right, go ahead, Skylar. Sorry.
So, it's kind of funny that you asked what Deadpool's friend's name is, because I really like the one where Peter pulls up in the Deadpool suit, and then the kid pool goes, "Is that fucking Peter?"
It's fucking Peter, dude.
Yeah, I know.
That was the best possible way for them to end that scene, because like I kind of was about to poo-poo that. I was like, oh, that's a great kind of one shot, and it wasn't really one shot because it's CG, but actually no, it still is a one shot. CG is still really impressive, but they also cut the blind owl and then they cut back, so it's not technically a one shot, but it doesn't matter. But I was like, oh, but they're all gonna be alive. How are they gonna do that? And then Peter came in, and it was fucking sick, and it made me really happy. I was like, man, this movie's all about subverting my expectations and making me smile. It was great time. All right, Chan, hit us.
It was.
Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
that's
Sky.
what
You
it-
have more to say about PETA?
No. It was just great. It was even better when he took his mask off and they just paraded. He's like, "Have fun with my
Did
Peter."
you guys notice that his bulge
After
was
whenever he's
massive?
walking away. Yeah.
You noticed that? Okay, cool.
It was
I
even funnier.
I wanted to make sure
Yeah,
that I wasn't the
yeah,
only
I
person
saw it
that
at the
looked down
end.
there. Okay, good.
Bro, how could you
I saw
not?
it at the very
notice
Yeah,
that?
it did. It was impossible
After,
not
like,
to
the
see it,
PSA
dude.
people came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost hit me in the
that
face.
Deadpool too?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Chad.
What does workout program? Regardless, I have a couple. Are you done, Sky? You have a couple
Yeah.
more.
We're gonna
Okay.
keep going in a circle until we're done. So you're up.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
I liked it whenever he said, "Get my country out of your mouth," and his katana.
Yeah.
Because the
That
way
was a
he
good
threw
one.
that katana in there was sick.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was so
I'd rewatch
sick.
the movie
Mhm.
just for that scene. That was a good one.
It
Yeah, the
was
bounce,
creative. I liked it.
Yeah,
the
it was
bounce
cool.
cut. That was awesome.
It was a little bounce boy. What should I do next? I guess I'll go off of Skylar's Peter. I was actually gonna bring up what Skylar said, but what I'll do instead was the scene with the TVA lady, fucking Chandler, knowing that
Yeah.
character after 2 seasons. How funny was that scene in that reaction to
was-
everything?
That was pretty good.
Dude, I know when Peter walked in and she was like. And then
Yeah, I know,
she
it was
turns to Deadpool and was like you nearly destroyed all of the universes, and he's like, you're welcome, and she turns to Wolverine and is like, you shouldn't be anywhere near this universe, and Deadpool's like, he's welcome, and then she turns to Peter and she's like, and you look damn fine in that suit. That fucking sent me, man. That was so funny.
Good.
Dude, it's such a great movie. It's such a great movie. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Because the jokes are just non-stop, dude. There's not a second of that movie that is not meant to be funny in some way.
And they're not forced.
Yeah, no, it's
They don't
natural.
feel like forced jokes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy how
I'll
natural.
say mine is actually with Nice Pool. Whenever he goes, I can break the fourth wall too, and then just looks and says, the proposal. And then Deadpool's like, that's what you think I do? He's like, that's what you think I do?
What the fuck is that?
Do you guys know that, dude? No, that scene is so. But that scene was one of G's favorite scenes in the movie because the proposal is an inside joke in her house, because that movie is on 24/7. If you turn on a TV in G's house, 9 times out of 10 the proposal is going to be playing. So whenever we went to go see with Dan and Diane, dude, they were cackling. It was so funny. I was like, damn, they made that scene for the Apollonians. That was great.
Oh, that one was just so.
I liked
Yeah, it
whenever
was
he first
funny.
met Dogpool, and so then I like calling him Chadpool, not Nice Pool. So whenever
Okay.
Chadpool rolls up,
Sorry, guys.
and yeah, but he said like, you can't have that dog over my dead body, and then Ryan Reynolds like immediately takes a second to ponder it. Like, you knew he was gonna
Over
die
my
later
dead
on.
body.
It was so good.
Yeah, definitely. It was so funny. I
Yeah,
loved
or what?
everything with that. Go ahead, Sky.
Didn't he also mention the gold pistols? He's like, you
Yeah.
can't have those
Yeah.
either. And then he like just kind of looked at him, and like, yeah, like you said, from that moment on, you knew he was gonna get them. You just didn't know how he was gonna get them. Oh, Zach, you should mention the
Oh.
Honda Civic.
The
Or
Honda
the
Civic.
not the not the Civic. It's
I'll
not
name
showing.
I'll
It's
name a joke inside of it.
Odyssey.
So
Odyssey.
one of my favorite, the Honda Odyssey itself was not a standout joke to me, but there was a joke in the Honda Odyssey that was really funny to me. So much so that it's probably my most watched joke in the entire thing. But it doesn't mean much because it's really quick. But the scene where like they're yelling at each other and he's like, "One more word, one more," and he's like, "gubernatorial." That is so funny
Yeah.
to me.
And then he
What's that
Yeah.
word mean?
It means like elective of a state. It means nothing. It's just a funny
Oh.
word.
It is a funny piece of word.
that killed me. That I've rewatched that like a million times. Like I don't go on TikTok. Like I don't know why I have the app. Right now the only reason I have the app is to go onto it and search gubernatorial so I can re-watch that scene.
Was it? I'm gonna go off of that one because I'm gonna be in the same 20-minute span.
Oh yeah, this
whenever-
fucks. Sorry.
No, not that one actually. That one was a good joke.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about whenever they are finished fighting and
Yeah.
like Wolverine is sleeping and Deadpool is tied up with every
Yeah.
single seatbelt even imaginable in that thing
That was
on the
funny.
That was
side.
funny.
I enjoyed that.
So are they like one? Did they both kind of? I feel like when it comes to fights like these, they like to have both protagonists like be equal. Like for example,
The Rock
Um,
and Hobbs and Shaw, dude, how they had to have
And Diesel.
dude, no, everything. Vin Diesel and The Rock have this competition where it's in their contracts that he can't get knocked down more than The Rock. And in The Rock's contract, it's that he can't get knocked down more than Vin Diesel. So in every Fast and Furious movie that both of them are in, they have to win and lose the exact amount of times.
Hmm.
And also in Vin Diesel, actually, I think it might be in both of them, they can't ever land on their back. They have to either land on their butt or land on their feet.
that's so weird.
It's super weird, man. It's super weird. They're weirdos. I liked that they didn't do that in this movie, you know? It's a show
Yeah,
of not ego.
but it did feel like they were 1-1 though, right? Or am I mistaken? Like Deadpool lost in the car, and then he kind of beat Wolverine by stabbing him multiple times.
Yeah, but I don't
I
think
know he
that's a
didn't really
lose.
win.
I was going to say
I don't
that...
more
think
like-
either of them really ever lost.
Well, neither of them
I
can
don't know,
lose
I'd
because of
say
healing factor.
like
But I felt like Deadpool
Deadpool
definitely
was-
was going to... Like, if we had to choose a winner or a loser, he was going to lose because all of his weapons were inside of Wolverine, and Wolverine still had 6 weapons on him. And the only reason why they stopped fighting was because Deadpool was like, wait, and then came up with some bullshit to save him, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess you're
I
right.
also like
I guess what you
all the
mean,
Baby
times
knife.
whenever. Yeah, baby knife.
Baby knife.
Yeah, every time he would
Yeah.
like clarify.
It was good. Wait, does that... What was
Especially whenever,
yours was the Honda Civic tied up? Chan, are you up now?
Yeah, I thought of another one whenever I circle back.
I have a
I
bunch
liked
more,
whenever
don't
he was
worry.
in the TVA, and he pulls the camera to the side. It breaks the fourth
Yeah.
wall. Yeah, and he's like,
Fuck you,
"Suck it,
Fox. Yeah.
Yeah,
was so
I really
great.
like that.
That
Deserved.
must have
And with
been like
Kingston's-
cathartic.
Huh?
Oh,
Wait,
dude,
what about that?
my stomach just is gurgling. I'm so hungry. That must have been like cathartic for Ryan Reynolds to say that publicly
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, I
all
like seeing the 20th
torture.
Century Fox in the void area.
Yeah,
wherever that
rest in
is.
piss, Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
All right,
funny.
whose turn is it now?
Okay, I'll go
Zach.
with Blade. I loved seeing him. I liked that Daredevil was mentioned, and I liked how quickly he was
Mhm.
pushed to the side. I would have really liked to see him in it because I like that movie a lot. But it was nice seeing her reference. But my joke was, it was a really stupid joke, but it gets me for some reason. Like I forgot about it the second time I watched the movie because it just was really quick. But whenever Deadpool turns the blade and he was like, "And I thought you were retired," and then he just says the R slur, and then everyone pauses and it's dead silent, and then Deadpool's like, "I don't think you can say that." That fucking killed me. That was really funny.
Yeah.
For no reason.
That one was good. I'll go to here's it was just so out of the blue. Like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was like everyone
Like, of it all.
yeah.
He was just
just
let
everyone
fly.
paused because like everyone in the movie and also in the theater just was like, Did he just say that?
Yeah. I was just thinking back to you first. I like played in my head after you said it. I was like,
Dude,
what?
no, dude, that made me laugh because the first Blade movie is actually pretty good, and he is one of the best line delivery. He's actually, as you can tell with that scene, he's great at delivering one-liners. There's a scene in the first movie where like he's in a hospital and a bunch of police come in and he's fighting vampires, and the police start shooting at him, and he turns around and he just goes, "Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?" And it is one of my favorite like moments in all of comic book movies. It's so funny to me. He is great at delivering one-liners.
Okay, my next one has two parts because it was a part that killed me in the movie, and then Lily's face killed me
That's
in
funny.
the scene next to me. So it was whenever they were in the desert and they just saw like Chris Evans for the
Yeah.
first time. And Wolverine still has all of the swords and knives
Yeah.
in him. And then like Chris Evans does a superhero landing. And he goes, he's gonna say it and slaps the sword that's in Wolverine.
Yeah.
That one made me laugh. And then Lily was like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know he was in this movie. Captain," and he goes, "Flame on." She goes, and like just like her face like instantly changes.
No way she was that
And I start
gullible.
dying.
No.
And
Oh.
then she's like, "Oh right, he did play that. I forgot."
That's so funny. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Dude.
I was full too. I was expecting Captain America.
Oh really? He was one of the ones I guessed. Austin was like, guess cameos that you if I were to put money down that you would be like 100% in the movie. I said Blade, like basically 100%. I said Reed Richards because it would make sense because they could get out of it, and I said Chris Evans, Flame On guy, because it would be really fucking funny. And I the second I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, I know what they're doing here. This is great. It made me happy.
Yeah, that was so funny because it was straight one into the next.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I saw the next couple minutes of the movie because I was
That's fair,
laughing so
dude.
hard.
That was me with the fucking Blade thing because I straight up didn't see the next scene because of how hard I was laughing at the Blade saying like, "I'm the only Blade here" or whatever the fuck it was. All right, Chan,
There's
you're up.
not gonna be another Blade.
Yeah, never gonna be another Blade. Because there's never
This might
gonna
be
be
my
another
last-
Blade. There
This
really
is my
isn't.
last joke, I think,
Really?
but it had to do with Paul Rudd
Oh
and
yeah.
his dead Ant-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone
Paul
just
Rudd
said like,
finally
"Oh,
aged.
look
Oh,
like
Paul Rudd finally aged.
aged."
Yeah, that was funny. I like
Yeah.
that one. I guess this isn't a joke. It's just a moment I enjoyed quite a lot. I took it as an attack on Thor: Love and Thunder because in Thor: Love and Thunder they unironically did one of those. He's right behind me, isn't he? And it was terrible. It was terrible, and that's one of the reasons why I hate that movie so much. But in this movie, they did it as a joke. Like, he just was like, "Oh, he's standing up behind me, isn't he?" He turned around, and he was like, "Hi, welcome to the MCU. You're kind of entering at a low right now." And then turned back around, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's great." They're not targeting Thor: Love and Thunder, but I personally believe they are with that moment. That made me laugh. Because it wasn't like a real one. He knew he was behind him. He turned around on purpose. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go to mine. So mine's in the opening whenever Deadpool gets the claws.
Yeah.
I believe you know where I'm going with this. No, not well, yeah. That and then the guard goes, "You're sick." And then like,
Wolverining is hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
that one I
like
thought was funny. Like whenever the one other guard yells, "You're sick."
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
funny.
that was funny.
That was a funny scene. That was pretty good.
Oh, Chan, you're up. Say a scene that you like.
I can definitely go with a scene that I liked. I think I'm out of my jokes,
That's okay.
but they made another Scoutmaster Kevin joke, like they did
Yeah,
in the
that was
second
great. I
first
like that
movie.
one. Yeah,
was
that was
pretty good.
funny. Okay, I'm gonna go
I'm not gonna
through.
lie, I really loved seeing all those villains, like that walk-in entrance or
Yeah.
heroes.
Yeah,
I thought that was just so hype. I was not expecting that at all.
I loved how the
Just-
movie was
I just
such a
got so
nice
excited.
homage to this, because it was something that I never expected anything to do. Because like Endgame, you expect it, like you're gonna do this great big finale for something that is so big and quote unquote good to so many people. But these movies are considered the shithole. I never thought there was gonna be some big event where we could come and celebrate all of these things that everyone considers bad. Because even though they are bad, we've all seen them and we get the references, and it felt really amazing, and it was great. It was a great homage to those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Skylar, you have another
Okay.
scene? I'm
My
guessing.
joke?
Yep.
Yes. Of course I do. It's the only parts I remember.
The comedy gambit.
So mine's with Nice Pool again, and it's after Deadpool used him as a human shield. He goes, "Okay, how long does it take you to regenerate?" And he goes, "Generate." And then Wolverine's like, "Oh,
Oh.
you asshole."
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
like,
Oh, I love that.
that was so funny because Deadpool's like,
Yeah, he's like,
"How did I know you're not supposed to regenerate? How did I know he's the one Deadpool who can't regenerate?"
Yeah, I like how he was deflecting that. Like Wolverine's like, "You just killed him, motherfucker." And he's like, I didn't know he wasn't supposed to regenerate.
Yeah, and then uses him as a
It
shield.
was an accident.
Again,
It was
and then takes his
manslaughter.
gun. And he goes,
pauses
and he's like,
pauses in the
"Oh
middle
well."
of the road.
Yeah, that was good.
His head,
Oh, that's a
his
good
head
one.
gets
Whenever
blown
they
off.
pause
Yeah.
Like,
Wolverine
that's
and
so
Dog
silly.
Explodes, and then he just walks
Oh,
out
I
with the dog.
tasted his final thoughts. It was nothing but sadness. Ugh.
You remember the scene whenever Dogpool was running across the road into their arms?
Yeah.
Michael and I so thought that dog was gonna get hit by a car.
No.
We both look at each other and we're like, it's gonna happen. But we were like, it's okay because he'll just regenerate. But it never happened. But like, if Chadpool didn't regenerate, that dog might not have either.
Dude,
so
I love that scene at the end where Dogpool's coming to them though, and he throws the shawarma down. And he goes, "Oh, fuck off!" That scene is so funny.
Yeah.
That's so
I also
good.
like how Wolverine carried the dog across
Yeah,
safely.
so casually across.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so
Are you talking about whenever they halted fire?
yeah, they
They
did. Yeah,
stopped shooting. Yeah.
a cute little puppy. So, fun fact about this movie is that when the movie released, NSYNC retrospectively went back and changed the name of their song from "Bye Bye Bye" official music video to "Bye Bye Bye" official music video from Deadpool and Wolverine, which is really funny. And here's proof. It says 14 years later, and it's still. Oh nope, focus on it. I'll put it in the video. Fuck it. I don't even.
We will believe you.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I'm not upset
God
about it.
damn it.
I'm not screaming and crying.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you have more
shouldn't
scenes.
be.
I'm gonna mix fun facts because we're getting to the end of the podcast here. I'm gonna mix fun facts in with
You can
Skylar's.
hear about some fun facts. I'm okay with ending funny scenes there.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
If you just
good.
want to go through your fun facts.
Yeah, so the TVA room, I feel like this was pretty obvious. It was built. It was a genuine. It was like an actual like set that they made. That it was definitely obvious because of how good it looked in the room. It didn't look like any CGI was going on in there. I feel like you definitely could notice the CGI in points. But not in like a bad way. It still is pretty good for the most part. One thing that's super funny is that the MCU. I think I might have said this to either Chandler or Skylar. I don't think both together. But the MCU has 119 fucks in it.
Yep. 1 in Guardians of the Galaxy. 118 in this movie.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They said 118 fucks in this movie, which is nearly double the first movie. Nearly double the second movie, and it is double the first movie, which is hilarious to me. I gotta love that.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually really surprised that Disney allowed this as it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
really
they didn't
crazy.
put more.
Didn't Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman even comment on it? They're like, I'm surprised this much stuff got through.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Didn't they comment on something?
Yeah, it was on Hot Ones. They were like, yeah, it's crazy. So Ryan Reynolds on Twitter, or no, I'm calling it Twitter. On Twitter, he was like trying to get some sort of rallying for like a Logan style send off for Wesley Snipes' Blade, which would be really cool. I would like to see that. That's not confirmed or anything. That's just something he was talking about. I don't know if I have any other fun facts. I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it.
One more thing that I liked about this movie.
You can talk about the credits. How a lot of the credits at the end were just random famous people that they just threw on.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great, actually. And also,
You didn't?
the guy who plays Peter.
That's on there, and he's a streamer. He has
Really?
nothing to do with it.
Interesting. That's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
One thing I did like about the credits.
credits.
Yeah, he was in the credits under one of the Deadpools.
That's funny, actually.
Like, or one of the like heroes who doesn't
I
have
had no
one yet.
idea.
Yeah.
I
That's
knew
really
his family
funny.
was in this.
Yeah, look
I
at
knew
the
his
credits.
family was Deadpool's.
Yeah,
but
they just have a ton of random famous people who's in it and don't have any correlation with the movie at all.
that's
Okay.
so cool.
Really
Oh, the
funny.
reason why I thought Peter's
family.
name was Rob was because the actual actor, his name is Rob. I know this because I read an article recently that there was like a really nice message at the very end of the credits, and I was like, oh, I wonder who that was for because it was really sweet. Peter, his actor Rob, he had a son pass away, and that message was for his son that passed away. And I was like, wow, that's really heartfelt and amazing. Sorry if you could hear my dogs upstairs running around during
can't
that.
hear it, you're
Oh, that's
good.
good.
I cannot.
There's a chance that the podcast might be able to hear it because Discord doesn't pick up everything. But I really like that in the credits. You saying that made me think of that. I wouldn't have remembered. Oh my god, my stomach, it's fucking going to town, dude. We need to end the podcast soon so I can go eat.
Can I mention one thing? I forgot to
Mhm.
mention this on things we liked, but
Yeah.
I really liked how gory and grotesque Chris Evans' death was.
Oh yeah, that was great. I
adding-
thought you meant in general. I was
cool.
gonna say yeah, I agree fully.
that was definitely interesting. Like I took like a couple pauses. Like I equally might have missed the following 2 minutes of film because I was just
Like
taken
wow.
aback, you know.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get that. I had something I was gonna go with that. I don't remember it though. Damn it. Oh, the action scenes. I thought that when the action scenes were good, they were amazing. But there were a couple that made me be like, okay, that's very Marvel of them. Specifically, whenever the team got together and they started fighting, the initial fight, like when it first started, was really bad. Like you couldn't tell what was going on. I did like how we got like very specific single shots of them doing their own thing. That each of their own things were really cool. But anytime we saw them fighting together, it was like the
Yeah.
cameraman was going like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
I didn't
I
like
didn't-
that.
I also didn't like how they just kind of barged right in and all the bad guys had stormtrooper aim.
Yeah, I agree.
You
with
remember that?
Yeah,
They literally all of
Yeah.
them have guns, you know,
Yeah.
aimed on them, and every bullet just misses.
Have you guys seen? This might be pulling up a cult that I don't want to watch this video. But have you guys seen Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing that I give credit to DC and specifically that movie is that the heroes do combo attacks. Like yeah, it's really cool that heroes. Oh, also Avengers 1, they do it in Avengers 1 a lot. Now that I think about it, but one thing that I didn't like about this one, with all of those heroes things, they were doing their own things. While I specifically remember the final attack in Zack Snyder's Justice League, everyone got a hit on Steppenwolf before he went through the portal. It was like someone punched someone else into someone else, and then Aquaman stabbed him, and then someone cut his head off. And then even earlier in the movie, Aquaman and Cyborg had a combo attack going on. It's just really creative. And I feel like the reason to have these different superheroes together here is so that they can do different things with their powers together. And I felt like that was really lacking in that fight scene. I feel like the long take.
Yeah, it really was not there.
Yeah, I agree.
It was
with that.
basically single fights all put together.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm happy I didn't have some head ass take. That's great.
Yeah, that one wasn't just you.
I forgot about
You
that
have
one
some,
too.
but that was not one of them.
I do have some head ass takes. Go ahead,
We all
Chan.
do.
What were you gonna say?
I should say it was a slight missed opportunity, but
It was,
movie's
yes.
so killer.
Movie's still really good. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save news.
You didn't do ratings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna get to that. We're gonna just go a little plan for the next 10 minutes. We're gonna save news for next week. We're gonna do our numbers right now, and then really quick before we end the podcast, I have something that I want to say for what we're watching, and then we can discuss it, and then we can end the podcast. So,
Okay.
Are
with
we
that-
gonna say
what
what
we're
we're
watching?
no, we're gonna go through that really quickly. We're at an hour right now. I don't want to go much further into it. I'm so hungry.
I only have 4 things for what I'm watching, so it won't take me long.
Okay, you could do that.
I have a lot, but I'll fly.
Okay, that works too, I
Okay,
guess.
Better. Yeah.
Okay, Chandler, go number.
Number 9.5.
That's a high one.
I think I had 9.5s for everything, and it's like in descending order. So Deadpool 3 is better than Deadpool 2 is better than Deadpool 1,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay. Skylar?
But they're all 9.5.
Mine's also a 9.5. But the kind of the same reasoning. I gave Deadpool 1 and 9, and then the other one at 8.5. So mine's 3, 1, 2.
Right. I don't remember the numbers I gave because it's been so long ago. But I give this a 9. I think that this and the first Deadpool are very similar in quality because of how much heart and effort and how well the writing is and how it really felt like not that this movie was going to be the second one was good. I liked it. I thought it was funny, but it felt like it was a Deadpool checkbox and they were trying to get all the
Yeah.
Deadpool bits and it felt like they were making it because the first one made a lot of money while the first one and this one it felt like they had to fucking stick their feet in the ground
Time of their lives.
and force their way into it. They made this movie not because like the first one, no one wanted it. Like in the studio, they had to fucking force this movie to exist. And same with Deadpool and Wolverine dealing with the entire Disney thing because it wasn't this movie was not going to be rated R for a very long period of time. And like making it a Deadpool movie took insane effort. Getting Hugh Jackman in it took insane effort. And you could feel it in this movie and the first movie, but I don't think you could feel it in the second movie. So I think Deadpool 1 and 2 are about the same level.
What is it? So I also asked Lily her rating. She thinks Deadpool 1 is slightly better, and then Deadpool 3, then Deadpool 2.
I think G feels the
But-
same way. Actually, no, G thinks the third one's the best.
I think
G's
the third
sister
one is
does
the
not
best.
like one of G's sisters does not like the second Deadpool at all. She said it was mid. I was like, that's fair. I mean, I think some
Hot
parts are
take.
funny.
Yeah.
Hot take. Alrighty. Okay, Chandler, go through your four things of what we're watching.
All right. I binged Chernobyl because I think one of you guys said it was very good.
Lily said
Loved
it was a
it,
good show. It
loved
is a
it,
great show. It's
loved
a
it.
great show.
Castlevania, still watching some of that whenever I kind of get the chance.
Mhm.
The
Sure,
Boys,
sure.
watched all of season 4. I think it was season 4, which one it was. Maybe 5. I'm not sure
The
which
new
one.
one, it was 4.
Yeah, the most recent one. People said it wasn't that good, but haters be hating. I really liked it. It's definitely not I agree it's not the strongest, but I saw nothing wrong with the show.
I just
really
I don't know. Something whenever I was watching season 3, something clicked in my brain and was like, "This is the peak of the show," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I no longer felt interest in watching the rest of the seasons. I'm gonna watch it eventually. I promise I will. But like, it was so funny. I don't see how it will get better than that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Well, I think
sorry.
there's only gonna be like one or I'm not sure how many more seasons.
There's
there are
one
gonna
more
be, but
season of Gen V and one more season of the final show.
There's a prequel.
There
They're
is.
making a prequel.
Oh, good for them.
They're making a prequel with who's Homelander's father?
Soldier
the
Boy.
one- he's
Soldier.
Cap-
No,
Soldier
no
Boy.
way, dude. I was
He's
preparing.
gonna be in it.
I was preparing a sentence to say I don't have interest in that show until you said Soldier Boy, and now I'm in, dude. I'm in 110.
Stormfront's gonna be in there too. The Nazi girl.
I don't care about her. She's whatever.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is so amazing. He's so funny.
If they're both gonna be in it, I'm assuming it's gonna be during like World War II.
They're probably gonna have
I'm not
sex
sure what kind
too,
of
which
prequel.
means that if Stormfront is Homelander's mom, then that means he had sex with his mom.
Oh gosh, that'd be crazy.
It would make
That'd be
sense. I
crazy.
mean, it's Homelander. All right, what was the
Yeah.
last thing you have on your
And
list?
in conclusion, BG3, Baldur's Gate 3. I had mixed feelings initially, but now I utterly love the game.
That's
right
fantastic.
now. Like I kind of wake up and it's like, I want to play some BG3 right now. Or if I get off work, I want to play some BG3 right now. You
Let's
know,
go, dude.
it's just it's
Mhm.
kind of taking over for me right now.
That's nice, man. I'll get it eventually. Probably not this year though. Scarlett?
It's a lot.
I'll start off with One Piece. I'm on chapter 748. I am 2 chapters away from my goal for the month, and I have in my mind, I have 9, like basically 8 or 9 days to read like a chapter and a half.
Yeah.
So glad on that. Me
Dude.
and Lily are still watching My Hero.
Wait, can we do a pause real quick? Because it's all
Yeah.
One Piece. Austin's now on Egghead.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Austin's
Damn.
like almost caught up with the anime. All right,
That's all.
continue. Sorry.
An accomplishment.
So me and Lily start watching My Hero, still chipping away. Caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen, obviously. And then I've started Hell's Paradise. I'm on episode 3. I like it so far.
That's good. Yeah.
I watched a movie I watched a movie on vacation. I forget the name of it. It was like one where he went into a hotel
Oh,
room because
I
it was
just
like
remembered another one.
mysterious or
Give me a
something.
second. I'm still listening. I'm just
So I
gonna
think it was like
write something on the board because I just
I think it was
remembered
like
it.
one on the 8th floor. It was I forget the title of the movie,
Oh, was
but
it that one horror movie that Skylar talked about
probably
by Stephen King?
maybe
Like
if it deals
Room
with
8 or
like a
something?
haunted. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
It
heard
was that one.
I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Did I say I
I
watched
I would.
Long Legs last time, you guys? I don't remember when I watched that movie.
Oh yeah, you
I
did
don't
talk
know
about that. I
the name.
think.
Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure I didn't have to write that on the board.
And then most importantly, because this just happened and I have to talk about it. Me and Caden were watching Family Guy, and I do not think I've ever seen him laugh that hard. Just like random things. Every time Peter was on the screen, Caden was chuckling. He loves Peter. It's so
I
funny.
just don't. I love that. I see. Here's the thing. Sometimes whenever I watched Across the Spider-Verse, there were times in which I would be like, "There's no way someone's gonna find that cameo endearing because it was so poorly placed." And then I remember that people like Caden exist, and if they see a character they enjoy, they're gonna be like, "Yes, yes, let's go." That's always amusing to me. I love that. I wish I got that excited just over seeing a guy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he talks about
Which
how
guy is this
him
again?
Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you just walk up to Caden and go, Peter, you're like,
He'll fucking cackle.
he'll do something right back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I don't know. There was so much more that I've watched and I forget it all.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm just gonna
Okay.
leave it there.
So me and my mom actually started the new season of My Hero. We're 2 episodes in. Pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. What, you didn't like the first 2 episodes, Chan? They were pretty
Not
good.
there yet.
No, I was looking at
No,
Chan. He made a face.
I really liked them. I really
Okay.
liked them, but I'm not gonna say anything more because you have the rest of the season. Give me 1 second.
Okay, so I'm gonna just keep talking now. So, me and my mom, it was my second time watching it. It was my first time, my mom's first time watching it, the 3rd season of Demon Slayer, and I've come around a little bit. I don't think it's as bad as I did initially, but I still don't think it's one of the best. Like it's definitely better than season 1, but it's not as good as season 2, like at all. It's not any close. I think
that was what I forgot. I finished Demon Slayer.
Oh,
Me and
nice,
Lily
yeah.
watched the new season.
Do you
completely
attest
through.
that the
What'd you
season
think?
is bad overall, but the final episode is amazing?
No.
Oh, okay. Chan?
Wait.
I
But
think
what
it's better than
do you?
season
How
3.
do you feel then?
I think it's the second best season.
Let's go. See, there's so many people that say they
Season
don't
2
like
is the best.
show.
This new season is the second best. Season 3 is
I
worse.
thought it was just so
And season
fun.
1 is the worst.
Interesting.
But
Dude.
you've seen it then, right, Zach?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the new season. Dude,
Okay,
this
okay.
is really
I won't say anything,
exciting
but-
because this is like an experiment. This is what happened with Bridgerton. Everyone on the internet, like G was hyping it up. She was like, "This is the worst season. Everyone hates this season. This is a bad season in Bridgerton." I watched the season. I was like, "Holy fuck, this is the best season. This is easily the best written season." It blew my mind how amazing it was compared to the other ones, and I liked it a lot. It was really good. I hope it's the same way for Demon Slayer because everyone hates it. People were screaming like, "Dude, they only adapted a single page for this episode. It fucking sucked."
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say this with absolutely no spoilers at all. They're just mad it's not what they thought it was gonna be. That's like all it is.
Dude, that's
They're
how it
just mad
always
that it wasn't
is.
what they wanted.
That's
And
how it always
it's
is.
not the problem. Yeah, that's not the problem. They aren't mad that they aren't saying the season's bad. They're mad that there wasn't more of the season.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna move on.
Can I say something quick about
Yeah,
that?
go ahead.
Do you mind if I was just gonna say, people might complain that like the first and last episode are really where the meat and potatoes is, but everything in between is still so enjoyable. Even though they adapted 1 page for 1 full episode, it didn't feel like filler to me.
Yeah.
It felt it
Yeah,
was
really
entertaining. It was
didn't.
so enjoyable. It's like none of that was filler.
Well-
it was enjoyed every single episode.
So
I watched it
as
every
well.
week.
I have something to
bummed
add to
out.
that. There's a Gear 5 fight in Egghead that is like 4 pages
Spoiler.
long. But the animators like popped the frick off and made it like essentially an entire episode long. I'm not gonna get mad that they did 4 pages for an entire episode because it looks awesome. It's sick. You know, like I don't know. I haven't seen the season yet, so I can't put much opinion to that. But that's where I think my head lies right now.
Was it? I think people just felt too accustomed to the pattern that they had before. That was, Tanjiro, find upper rank. Oh, he go with Hashira. Oh, one of the two die, and the upper
Yeah.
rank die.
Yeah.
And that, like, I mean, this is obviously a slight spoiler. That's not what happens.
Oh
So,
shit!
like, yeah, and I think they're just mad that there wasn't a pattern. I think
It's
they're
okay.
honestly mad that it broke the pattern.
Mm.
That's my
Okay.
thought.
I'm gonna move on to another anime. I'm 3 episodes in on Kaiju number 8. I think it's pretty good.
Oh, that show is fire. Oh, that was one. I finished that show too. That
Nice.
one is fire.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like it so far. It's pretty good. I am like a quarter into the Alan Wake book, and I keep going back and forth whether or not I want to buy the video game. But I'm worried that if I buy the video game, I'll play the video game and then not read the book.
Yeah,
but
fair.
no, I'm gonna just finish the book because the chapter I was on that I was reading on my lunch break was amazing. It was really good because one thing I was really looking forward to when reading Alan Wake was being really confused, and I'm finally getting to that part of the book, and it's making me really happy. Like I love not knowing what the hell is going on when I'm reading something, because or just whenever I'm doing anything, but specifically when I'm reading, because with books, if you get to a point and you're just like, what the fuck, just go back and like try and find what you missed, you know. And in Alan Wake, the fact that the entire book is a puzzle and you got to put it together, and if you get to the end of the book and you don't understand it, that's your fault. Amazing. That's such a great idea to me. I think that's so fun, and I'm really excited to get more into that book. Every day I've been playing Dokkan Battle and Zenless Zone Zero. I'm addicted to both of them. It's 2 gacha games that are now in my pocket, which is not good for my wallet, but it's good for keeping my sanity at night. Before the final thing, I watched a movie with G and her mom called Begin Again, which was amazing. It was a really, really good movie. I don't know what it is. I would say it's a slice of life movie, I guess. It's not a romance. It's about Mark Ruffalo, who is like a music artist guy who his label's going under because he can't hire people. And then I don't remember her name, but she plays Elizabeth in Pirates of the Caribbean. She plays a singer who just got out of a relationship with someone who is like a really famous music artist. And she's singing in a bar, and Mark Ruffalo finds her, and he wants to like collaborate with her. And the movie's literally just about that. And it's so good. It's not like a romance at all. Like you're not supposed to feel like they're gonna like get together. It's just 2 people being really creative together. It was amazing. And the greatest part about it was I never heard of the movie before, and it made me really happy watching it because it was so good. It was really good. It came out in 2012, I think, too. So
Ooh,
yeah, it was nice.
oldie.
My final thing.
Yeah.
This is for Chandler. I was going to tell him this before the podcast, but I wanted to see if he would have a reaction to what I'm about to say here, so I wanted to wait. Yesterday, me, Skylar, and Corey went on to the Sticks, and we played Fortnite for a couple hours. And then later on in that night, me and Skylar and Cassie played one game, and then me and Skylar played a series of games. I don't think the new season's good. I think it's pretty bad, actually. And I don't like it at all.
What's to not like? I'm curious. I think I have a good idea.
I think that if you don't use the War Machine stuff, you can't play the game at all. It's not.
Yeah.
If you try and use a singular weapon other than anything in that arsenal, you can't play the game. And I think that's not fun. Like it has no variety, and it reminded me. Well, last season really reminded me why I hate VRs, but this season more so because like one thing I don't like about VRs is how repetitive they are. And this one heightens that because now there's only one weapon to use. And it's just like, why? I'm going to go in and I'm going to get killed by a war machine and die in 40th place. Or I'm going to use the war machine and either get second place or fucking... And it's just like, to me, it's just like, why? Why am I doing this? What's the point?
Yeah. Last season's was Magneto's gloves. I realized most people were using that, and it was pretty abusive, especially against.
And the cars. If you didn't have a car, you can't play the game. The first 2 seasons were great because you could use whatever weapon and be successful.
If I'm gonna be honest with you, though, it's always like that. With every season, there's always something kind of game breaking, or like that's like the meta. Like they've had seasons where there was like a katana, and it was really
my
good
God.
for mobility, not so
That was
much
bad joke for my back. Sorry.
for attacking purposes. It kind of was okay, but it's like there's always a meta, an unfortunate meta. But I agree, War Machine. I raged the first day I played. I won a couple, but I
Skylar can
raged
attest. I was pretty
immediately to War
angry too.
Machine.
It's been a
I
while
can
since I've
attest to
gotten
both,
angry at a
Missiles
shooter
are too
game.
powerful.
It just
Funny
sucks.
enough, I was there.
It's not fun. But like you guys can agree that the first 2 seasons of this chapter were pretty evenly balanced, all things considered, right?
Mhm.
Like I don't
Mhm.
remember
Yeah.
there being like a
It might
gun
be more
that's like
balanced than something
there was a gun I
Pikachu.
used more, the sniper, because I liked it, but there wasn't a gun that I considered like game breakingly good.
Mhm.
I think we just have to give it some time. Let Epic
Fix
like
it.
figure out their
Fix
like it's like this, and they might even not tackle it for like a week, or they might make it worse. Like they have a bad track record, but they need to nerf War Machines. I don't think the
Arsenal.
jetpack. I think they should nerf the jetpack so that if
No,
you run out
jetpack's
of
fine.
power. Well, no, they should
Jetpack's
nerf it so that you take fall damage, because like there's no fall damage by turning it off while you're riding.
Oh,
There isn't?
I didn't know that.
As far as I know,
I
like
didn't know that
I saw
either.
like a myth video where you don't take fall
Oh.
damage, so that's broken. That needs to, because like you should be paying attention to your fuel so you don't just fall and take no damage. 2, that the missile, the 8 missiles and like the submachine gun, like that power that needs nerfed, hella nerfed.
You shouldn't
Like
be able to
I
fire both
couldn't-
at once.
Yeah.
What?
You shouldn't be able
What
to
was that you
fire the missiles and the machine gun at once.
That
You should
I
have to
don't
fire
think they
one
should be as powerful as they are. Like they're too explosive. They do too much damage. Like I just got murked instantly, and it clouds your vision. Like you can't do anything. And lastly, Cap's shield that needs to nerf.
I actually don't
It's
mind
too
Cap Shield. I
powerful.
don't think it's very
I
bad.
think it needs
You
to
can
lose
block-
like 20
You
damage.
can
It
block
can't be
for
doing
too
50.
long. Like it was like
I
3 of
haven't
us
had
playing
an issue with that. I'm
against
not
one
gonna
guy,
lie.
and he was just defending us the whole time. Like you should only be able to defend for so long or soak up so many bullets, because it even defends the splash damage on Doom's gloves or Doom's
That's not
fist. Like,
true. I can't. So yesterday.
you have to hit on the ground a certain
Yeah,
way
that's what I was
for it to
doing.
hit them.
But like, I'm not just gonna. If they have a shield up, I'm not just gonna shoot the shield. You know.
But still, if you even shoot in front of them, the splash won't hit them. It's still like a shield still blocks that.
Maybe
Like,
they
you have to
nerfed
go
it because
directly to the
yesterday I
side.
wasn't really having any issues with that. Like I thought the shield is pretty balanced for the most part. The only time I got upset, I wasn't even upset. I kind of just was like, all right, that was a fair play. Me and Skylar were inside the bunker, and they just kept throwing the shield down there and getting us.
It's just great.
I was like, that's
I was
a
like,
fair
Zach,
play.
don't peek. Zach, don't peek.
Well,
I'm
how was I
gonna have a
supposed to know
shield.
that was
Zach,
supposed to
don't peek.
happen?
He went
I
around
didn't.
the
How was
corner.
I supposed to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went around the
I don't
corner.
know. I don't know if I could say that's fair play, because it's like they're exploiting how broken it is. Like
Well-
something like those. Like if it's unfightable, like if you're stuck in a
But
vault.
you
so it's
can
like you're
fight
already in a
that.
tough
I
spot.
feel.
Yeah, if I had his shield, I could have blocked it, right?
Yeah, you can
If you have a
fight
shield,
that.
yeah.
So I think it's actually worse. The cars shooting bombs down in the hole because you can't fight that.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Like you
yeah.
actually can't fight that. So I also think that the thing that's holding the season in such high regards is how amazing the battle pass is. It is just like
Mm.
it's like a 10
It's
out of
the
10 battle
best.
pass. It's one of the best battle passes.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the game long. I've seen 4 battle passes. This is the best one, easy. It's not even close.
It is
Yeah, I
very
can't really
good.
name again that I don't want.
Yeah, honestly.
If I had to, I'd say Emma Frost, because I don't know much about her.
She's
but
still
her
badass though.
Her styles look so cool.
Oh,
They
I forgot to
really
say
do.
I
Even, like,
finished X-Men
for War.
97. I'm making a video on that probably in 4 weeks because this animation is taking a while. Sorry.
Oh, I do want to mention this because it's media before, but Post Malone's country album is actually really good.
I heard about that.
Actually really
Yeah,
good.
Post
actually
Malone did a
very
collab with Raising Cane's in Utah.
that's huge.
He does that all the time. He loves Raising Cane's.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, I'm fucking hungry. We got to go play Fortnite. I have to shower.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you guys next week with Pirates of the Caribbean. Wait, who hasn't seen it? Who hasn't seen Pirates of the Caribbean? You? I
Yep.
can't wait for your reaction to the first movie and the third movie. I'm really excited for your reactions to that. And I'm also excited for your reaction to the fourth movie for a completely different reason.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you guys later. With that, everyone have records out. I guess I have to say that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Quarrel's done.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.